presentation here, which is taking us about just 5 minutes, right? And then we can proceed because that is a leading presentation to our fireside chat. Right? So I'll do no or better introduction for now because the person will just come again, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, how many of us can predict the next session? You can't predict. Why can't you predict? How many of us remember the theme for this session? Hello? You can hear me, right? Then let me also hear you. Anybody want to go? Alright, so from trends to traction, right? We are tackling the innovation space. Sales, as a founder or as a leader, you should be able to sales. And sales comes in many forms. And this benefactor has shared one part of being able to tell a story, communicate, right? Build your personal brand in the innovation space, or as a leader to be able to make the better sales, get into offices, and many more. Now, Dr. Manuel Kuka, has also touched on the health tech market gaps, right? And then I'll mention the cap to you, right? So we know the trends that is going on, the loopholes in our health sector, as in Ghana and then global, right? And he has touched on some various aspects of gig economy that we can also utilize, right? To get some funds to fund our respective projects. Now we are going into another trend session of what is going on currently in our system as far as AI is concerned, and we are going to use just 5 to 7 minutes to do that. So ladies and gentlemen, let us invite Mr. Yaw. I said I'm not going to do a better presentation for a reason. So let's invite Mr. Yaw. He will present and then I'll do a proper introduction again. Let's do that.
University. I hope those online also can hear me. Alright, I hope those online can hear me. You can put in the chat section so that we are sure that we are live also. Okay, alright, I'm seeing some reactions. That's great. So, as a startup, many things have been shared with us on how to secure funding, which is the goals that we all say when we want to start up any business. But one of the challenges that I've found with many entrepreneurs that I've met, I'm also into food product testing here in KUST, and so we do test for a lot of the startups. So sometimes some students come up with ideas, they want to start their business, and then as Doc shared, sometimes we are not so in the know of the regulations in the market. So the person starts and it gets to the point where he has to register with FDA, and then the whole idea just comes to a stop. So all these things have picked up some of the challenges that startups face. So I'm going to help you navigate these challenges practically as you see here. Okay, I'm going to use an example, a hypothetical brand. I know this is XFoundry, so I'm going to use the hypothetical brand X Yogurt. Supposing that you are a startup here producing yogurt, how are you going to go about streamlining your process so that some of the things that have been shared, you can do it easily? And I hope that even in the course of this presentation, we can answer some of the questions that have been asked. Okay, so as a startup, you may not know it all. The ideal thing you need to know is to get in touch with a consultant. But having a consultant on your team is going to be difficult for you as a startup because already you may not have the financial capacity to hire a consultant with a wealth of experience to help you with your research and development and with your ideation. Okay. So in my presentation, I want to use the brand XFoundry, but it can be transferred to anything that you do. Personally, I'm into writing also as well as consult, but some of these things are being used and it's still practical and relevant over there. Okay. So today's world can use artificial intelligence to serve as a consultant for our business. It will not give you all the right answers, but it can help you, it will move you forward by a step. So I'm going to show you practically how you can use AI to do your research and development, coming up with your product, and then also how to streamline your production process, documentation and stuff like that, so that when you are well built up and then regulations and other things come in, you can stand the test of time. So first of all, as AI could serve so many capacities in your startup business, and I'm going to talk about 4 of them. The first one is serving as a consultant for you. The second one will be it's serving as a brand strategist for you. The third one is going to be it's serving as an operation manager for you. And then finally, the last one also is serving as a sales assistant for you, how you can automate some of your conversations with customers. So as a consultant, AI can help you in ideation, coming out with an idea for your product, and then it can also help you with research and development. So sometimes I have students walking up to me and I'm asking, I've developed this product, how can I add a preservative or something to it so that it can stay long on the market? So when you come like that, in the lab, you go through a lot of process before you can come out with a specific concentration of preservative that you need to add. But with the help of artificial intelligence and with the help of some research that you have learned in school, you can put together a few things so that you will do the research at your own level and you don't need to hire the services of an expert to do that for you at the startup level, because as we all say, we don't have the money to pay for such expert services. So I've put here a prompt that you can use just to help you come up with some of these designs. And so I'm going to ask at random, any one of you here can just put in this prompt in any AI software, any AI application that you have, and let's try our hands on it. So someone can do that quite quickly. All of you have access to ChatGPT. I know it's basic. Everyone has access to it and it's free. Yeah, on Microsoft, you can use Copilot. It's free to some point. Yeah. So the prompt that I have here says, you are a business consultant. You are telling the AI that you are a business consultant. And note some of the things that I put in here. Whenever you are prompting any generative AI, you want to give it a role to assume. So you are giving it the role of a business consultant. Then you are asking it to help you as a student-led agribusiness startup called XFoundry, producing a probiotic yogurt brand named X Yogurt for Ghanaian university students. Then now you give it a command, what you want it to do. So a role, a command, and an expectation. So you want it to generate 5 unique yogurt flavor ideas tailored to student preferences, and analyze 3 key competitors in the local market, and outline a basic 3-month product testing plan, and recommend one strategic approach for launching such a business on campus. So anyone can type in these keywords and let's see the response that we have. If not everything, at least the basic one, generate 5 unique flavors and all that. Yes. Okay, so because of the microphone, I'll just repeat what she said. She said below a malted flavor, and there are so many information that has been given to you. Right? Coconut flavor, yeah, honey flavor, and all that. And if you go further, it will even give you formulations, how you should go about the preparation and all that. Okay? And you can go a step further to search or to run a deep search with ChatGPT now. And when you run a deep search, it's going to search other databases or products, similar products that people have done. The unfortunate thing for us is that it's not been trained with data from Africa and Ghana as much as you have data from US industries and things like that. As the earlier speaker mentioned, starting a business in Africa could be sometimes challenging because of how our business landscape here is. So when you are doing research and development for such businesses, it becomes quite difficult. But you can pick the ideas from what it gives you and transfer it into the setting that you have here. I hope that is clear with us. So instead of hiring a consultant, which you may not be able to afford at the startup level, you can use the right prompts and ask your AI to help you come out with ideas for a flavor to use, ideas for even the brand name to choose and all that. So the second thing I'll be talking about is AI serving as your brand strategist. Because of time, I'll be rushing through, but I know you have the presentation, so you can do it on your own. So AI can also serve as your brand strategist. Our earlier speaker now said something that you need a unique color that stands for your brand. When we mentioned MTN, we know that MTN is yellow, Telecel is red. She mentioned that. So you need to come up with a color that resonates with the product you are bringing up and some of the ideas that you have. So once you give your AI this information, it can come out with how to even select your color palette, the set of colors you need to use for your logo, the set of colors that you need to use for your designs and all that. So this can be done with still your ChatGPT or your co-pilot to help you come out with the ideas for the colors, to help you come out with the brand name, to help you come out with the taglines to use on your social media handles. Someone asked the question, how do I tell my brand story? You can give AI an idea of how your story is. Probably you started from a community where you have a lot of cattle and people sort of rear cattle and they are able to extract milk from them, but the milks go waste. We are not able to add value to it to produce any product. So you thought of an idea of adding value to the raw milk that is produced in the community that you find yourself. So this is your story, but it's so raw. People can resonate with that story and we want to buy into that vision of yours. You can use AI to fine-tune that raw story you have, and you can even be able to generate several posts for such a story, and then you'll be able to share it with your followers. So that also I've given a sample prompt that you can use. You are going to ask the AI to generate ideas for your color palettes or the set of colors that you want to use for your brand. And then also there are AI software, generative AI you can even use to generate logos. And I'm giving an example, the logo maker. I think we are far ahead of me controlling the PowerPoint. Yeah. So there are examples of that over there you can explore. You have the logo maker, Looker, you have Canva. Canva is also a free AI software you can use for designing pictures that will go with your social media posts. Because mind you, we live in an era where people want to see, people want to hear visuals rather than read text. So if it's always about telling your story as raw text on your social handles, you won't get the reactions that you need. So you always need to add a picture to it. Okay? So as you are starting up, as you are even in this conference, you can have a picture of learning from this conference, and you share the story of your journey, the trainings that you have gone through. So as you are sharing the story of this training, you attach the picture you took from here to it, and it serves as a quick way for people to react and want to read the story that you have attached to such a picture. So whoever asked the question on how to tell your brand story, you can use AI to refine that story that you have and document it on your social media handle. the next thing I will talk about. So when you go to luca.com, you can generate your own logo design. You just give it a prompt and the colors that you want it to use. It will generate the free logo for you that you can start using for your brand. And it's free up onto a certain number of logos that you want to design. But for a startup, you may need just one logo for one product. So you can use that for your designs. So the next thing I'll talk about is the operations assistance. Using artificial intelligence for your operations. And as I mentioned earlier, some of the startups have this challenge of documentation. So when regulation kicks in, they are not able to stand the test of time. Okay. So supposing that you have started your yogurt business, you are producing X yogurt, and all of a sudden, FDA gets to the market and runs a random search for your products on the market is registered or not. Then you start to face such issues, regulation issues, and sometimes if you are not careful, trying to resolve those issues will have, because of the impact it will have on your brand image, it will take a long time for you to gain back your reputation as a brand. So you need to put in place some of these measures right from scratch. Okay, so in our startup at Westport Consult, there is a system that we use. The earlier speaker mentioned, Doc mentioned that one of the challenges we face here in Africa with regulations. Regulations have affected a lot of the fintech industries, but there are some fintechs that are still in existence that you can use as your startup. So in Westport, in our writing business, we use Paystack. So Paystack is just a finance web app. It's a fintech app that you can use to accept payments. You can use to issue invoice to your customers. You can use to track all the payments that you have received and all the payouts that you have made to your team. So as a startup, one of our speakers said that you can form a team. At Westport, it's a team where I'm working with Odamia, Amwako, and Hilda as our brand manager and all that. So we have a system where when we receive payment for any gig that we work on, there's a payout system. There's a percentage that will come to whoever worked on the project. There's a percentage that will go to our brand manager who is handling our social handles. There's a percentage that will go to other team members. And all this is handled by Paystack. We don't have to receive payments to our mobile money account and send to individuals. Who has ever requested for a transcript from Kenya University before? You have. Okay, so you see the platform used for your payments. That is Paystack platform, and it's being used by a number of companies, and it's free. It's free. You can start up as a startup. You can register, but there are levels to what you can do with it. If you're a startup and you are not registered, there's a cap to some of the features that you can use. But if you're a registered business like Kenya University, there are more that you can do with Paystack. So as a startup, you can still register with Paystack. There are a few details they require from you, a social media handle that is active, and your Ghana card and all that to satisfy regulation requirements on their side. And once you are set, within 48 hours, your account can be set up. You can add your team members, just add their emails to it, you add their mobile money numbers to it. Whenever you need to issue an invoice to a client, just go to Paystack. So you can set it on at paystack.com. Just go to Paystack, issue an invoice to your client. If it's the yogurt and then someone wants an order for a training like this, supposing tomorrow XFoundry is organizing another session and then you have started your yogurt business as X Yogurt and you are issuing an invoice to them, you can now issue a formal invoice. Paystack will issue a formal invoice for you and they can pay directly to your Paystack account. So they are not going to pay to your mobile money account registered in your name as Yaw Agyei Gyasi, but it's going to come as XFoundry. Meanwhile, you don't have to go to MTN to register with them. You are just registered with Paystack. And right from that Paystack account, the money is paid out to your team members. And you don't have to worry about accounting. You don't have to hire an accountant to do that on your team as a startup. So that's one of the tools that you can use. There are others. There's also Seller. That's there. There's also a Nigerian platform you can explore. but I know Paystack is trusted because it has an office in Ghana, Accra. We've attended their events before at Westport and all that, so I can recommend them to you. The last thing I'll talk about is sales assistants, and you can use WhatsApp Business to automate some of the things, conversation with your clients. You can have quick prompts that you can use to just respond to some of the queries that people will reach out to you on. And you can also integrate your WhatsApp Business to your Facebook handle. Now everything works together as Meta, your Facebook, your Instagram, and your WhatsApp. And all of this can be integrated as one under Meta. And then also there are other web apps that you can also use for such integrations where you can add AIs to it and you can respond to some of your clients' queries. So I'll put all of this in the slides, and I'm sure that as you go through, you'll be able to get your hands on some of these things, and it will help your startup. You don't need so much funds to start up, and you don't need to hire all these individuals on your team. You have Paystack handling all of your accounts. You have WhatsApp handling all of your conversations with your customers or your prospective clients. You have Facebook even running the adverts for you online and all of this. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Hi everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Yes. What did we learn from what you just shared to us? I just need to again and again. If you are done, you speak again. Please, any other person? Hello. You know, there's one thing in class that we always assume that